Yep, it's official. The Yuri on Ice movie, Ice Adolescence, has been canceled. It's a shame. We waited 7 years to hear that they've decided to cancel this movie. Let me start by reading the official statement. Thank you very much for supporting Yuri on Ice. Regarding the postponed release of Yuri on Ice the movie, Ice Adolescence, we have come to the decision to unfortunately cancel its production. We deeply apologize for not being able to meet the expectations of all those who have been waiting and have continued to support us throughout these years. The production committee and staff have been at constant discussions to create and deliver the movie, but due to various circumstances, we have had to make the difficult decision to stop the production. We sincerely apologize to everyone who has been anticipating its release, and thank you once again for your continued support. I don't have all the information yet to discuss what led to the movie's cancellation. I may dedicate a follow up video if anyone is interested, but for now, this is me talking about Yuri on Ice and why I'm disappointed to hear the movie has been canceled. For the record, I was a big fan of it. While I'm not the biggest fan of figure skating, I remember everyone talking about the series and how great it was. I even heard this from people who weren't fans of sports or stories involving a sport. Granted, I think judging something as a sports movie is wrong, like saying the first Rocky is just a boxing movie. There's more to it than that, and to describe Rocky as a boxing movie or Yuri on Ice as just a figure skating series is an insult. The story is about Yuri, a young figure skater who wants to be like his idol, Victor. However, while he's competed at things like the Grand Prix, he hasn't reached the heights of Victor and almost decides to quit. However, fate gives him another reason to try as his idol Victor shows up and agrees to be his coach for the upcoming season. At its heart, Yuri on Ice is not a figure skating series. You could have replaced the sport with anything like boxing, taekwondo, or hockey, and the story would still be the same. Yuri on Ice is about someone ready to give up and being given another chance to live his dreams. You don't need to be a fan of figure skating to love a series about that. That's why I loved it and was excited that it was supposed to get a movie. You can also tell that many fans were excited for this movie and are now hurt after hearing the news that it's been canceled. If you were to ask me, the ones who suffered the most are the fans. The studio raised their expectations for this movie only to announce it isn't happening. They're upset and feel cheated out of what they've been asking for since they first watched the series. Here are a couple of responses that stood out to me on Twitter. This first one says, "You owe Yuri on Ice everything. All of this for the money? If it hadn't been for Yuri on Ice, you wouldn't have the fame and revenue you got now. It's more than the money, it's the principles you clearly don't have towards the artist or audience and humility for the series that got Mappa on the map." Another one reads, "Completely a shame. They had over 5 years to announce this or cancel the whole production. You used fans' expectations to get the attention, and now this. Don't know why we are still waiting for something from Mappa." Granted, you could argue that some of these are wrong, but I've seen some say that Yuri on Ice wasn't the moneymaker people think it was for the studio. And while you can't argue either way, I'd make this argument in response. Yuri on Ice got Mappa noticed so they could work on things like Chainsaw Man, the final season of Attack on Titan, and Jujutsu Kaisen. There's an argument that if Yuri on Ice never happens, maybe those get made by other studios. Whether or not that's true, it's another reason fans are mad about this decision. With all that said, one other thing has fans mad, and I believe it's well deserved. As I said earlier, we waited 7 years from the initial announcement to today when we finally heard Mappa canceled it. People are mad because fans kept hoping for its release this whole time. Let me use this as an example. I made it clear on my channel that I love the When They Cry series. Both Higurashi and Yumi Neko are important to me, and I'll probably love both of the series for the rest of my life. However, like many fans, I've wanted a reboot of the Yumi Neko anime. The original anime may have gotten me into the series, but it isn't a faithful adaptation and has multiple problems. While you can still check out the visual novels, fans have still asked for a reboot of the series. Some were even more hopeful after the announcement of Higurashi Go, which initially looked like a reboot of the Higurashi anime. And even when that was revealed to be a lie, the ending of Higurashi Sotsu seemed like the idea of revisiting Yumi Neko was at least possible. Here's the difference though. No one has announced that Yumi Neko is getting a reboot or a continuation. Would I and many fans love one of those things? Of course. Am I excited that we'll get that soon? No, because I haven't seen an announcement saying that would happen. My point is that whether or not I'm hopeful that it will happen, no one has come forward saying that it will. However, we waited for the Yuri on Ice movie for 7 years just to find out it's not happening. The timing has made some fans wonder if it had to be this long, or could they have made this announcement earlier? It does feel like it shouldn't be something that you have to wait 7 years to decide on. Granted, I don't work at a studio, so I don't know what exactly went on behind the scenes, but I still feel this could have been announced a lot earlier than this. Again, I don't know the answer to that, but it does make me wonder why it took so long for this announcement to happen. Anyway, that's it for this video. I know the news about the cancellation came yesterday, but when I heard the news, I was at work. I did try to record it as soon as I got home, but it turned out it took longer to edit the video than I was expecting, so I decided to hold off a day before uploading it. Either way, I'm curious about what all of your thoughts are about this news. Are you upset to hear the Yuri on Ice movie was canceled? Do you think it needed to take 7 years for that news? Or could it have been announced sooner, like 4 or 5 years? Let me know all that in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more of my content in the future. I'm Marco Strange. Stay safe, stay strange.